Hi, everyone. Welcome to the 18th episode of MOV Leaders, a podcast where we celebrate women leaders. It is our tradition to give shout out to a woman trailblazer. This week, we are going to talk about Hero Dingra, CEO of What Consultant. She's been awarded as the most influential women in change leadership. This is a Asia Pacific recognition which has been given to people who have significantly contributed in workplace diversity and inclusion. Today, we are going to see a guest who are not very different from what Dingre has done. Philippa, herself being an advocate of women empowerment, is heading marketing for African region in a media intelligence firm called Meltwater. Her journey don't stop there. She also is the marketing advisory as well as shareholder for the Females Foundation organization, which is a non-profit organization, which is striving against domestic violence and how it is curbing the women empowerment. She is actively involved in that. And not only her journey stops there again, and she's also there in the sharpness community. Outside of work, she has just completed the INR 70.3 as well as New York Marathon race to raise funds, which has supported the social cause and the other NGOs involved. So, without any further delay, let's welcome Philippa to the show.
Hello, hi Scindia. It's so great to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Hi, Philippa. Recently, I have been noticing that so much of achievements you have done, right? So, top 50 influential women in South Africa, as well as the young achiever under 40 by Standard Bank, and many more accolades you are winning. So, I have almost, narrated all your milestones, I guess, but I know that there are many more to discuss. So, why don't you share your journey in case if I have missed anything? Also, I would like to know what you're doing in Meltwater a little bit elaboratively, Philippa.
Yes, perfect. Sure. So, first of all, thank you so much for the compliments. And yeah, it's really great to be here. So, at Meltwater, which is my full time job, so Meltwater is a media intelligence global leader. And what that means is that we are a software as a service company, and our software tracks and analyzes online media so that we can then deliver those insights from the big data online to our clients and customers so that they can not only understand better what's being said about them online, which of course is so important in today's digital and social age, but also to make better business decisions and more strategic, more informed decisions. I'm the head of marketing for the region of Africa. So I'm looking over all the marketing, field marketing activities, social digital events, PR, comms, and more for the region of Africa.
Interesting, Philippa. There are a lot of things to discuss with you, but in the interest of time, I have picked up a few questions especially for you. One that caught my eye is that Females Foundation,
Yes.
which is empowering women to do what they are and avoiding domestic violence, curbing, and many more. So I wanted to know, like, what prompted you to start that NGO initiative, and how what are the future initiatives, and how people being the member or being part of it can make some difference or for them as well as to the community. We just wanted to know a bit elaboratively on that.
Yes, sure. So the Future Females Foundation is, as you said, it's a non-profit, non-government organization. We started it a year ago, so it's a year old this month, and it exists to combat gender-based violence and domestic violence. The reason that I started it is because I've always been deeply passionate about the empowerment of women, but specifically those that I think need to be empowered and inspired, so victims of domestic violence. I'm also have always had a particular interest or passion for ending gender-based violence specifically, and the many different things that form part of it, like the systemic sexist normatives, but also things like in our society that we can change to make a difference. I think it's also something that everyone can get involved in. So like you said, if people want to get involved, what can they do? So there's so much to do. It's such a big problem, which can sometimes feel overwhelming. But we have a vision in sight, and although probably ambitious, the vision is to live in a world where gender-based violence doesn't exist, where we're in a violence-free world, and where women can feel and be safe and free to be who and what they want to be. So that's our vision, and that's our mandate, and why we started the foundation.
Absolutely, Philippa. We all are talking about women coming to workplace, growing up to leadership position, but a lot of us are forgetting that still there are basics to be sorted, like domestic violence, societal pressure, and many more. And I'm so glad and impressed on the initiative you have taken, because I'm sure this will change the lives of many underprivileged women who has been and not only underprivileged, not only in terms of finance, but in terms of being a victim for domestic violence, or coming from a society where the women empowerment is not being seen rightly. But all these initiatives, I'm sure more and more women will do what they wanted to do in the life. So thank you for that, Philippa. So what do you do in sharpness community, Philippa?
Yeah, so the Global Shapers community is another organization that I work with. And Global Shapers is it's an initiative of the World Economic Forum, otherwise known as WEF. And this is basically a network of youth. So it's specifically for people in their 20s, between the ages of 21 and 29, that can join. That is to have a space where more young people can come into roles of decision making in community building. So it's driven by, we want to drive dialogue, action, and change. And so we do that in groups where we focus on different projects that can change on a monthly, quarterly, or annually basis. So some of them might include like a homeless project to help homeless people during winter. It could be emergency projects like fire, rescue, or help, or it could be like longer term solutions, like, for example, ending gender-based violence.
Interesting to know, Philippa. Outside of this, I have noticed another thing about you. You are a great fitness freak and a champ, I should call you. As well as you have recently completed that INR 70.3 as well as New York's marathon race to raise again funds to change something in social, right? You are a person who believes that business and technology will create a change in social cause. So very interesting to know that. So let us know about this side of yours.
So yes, so my fitness journey, I think, started when I started playing hockey in junior school, and I just fell in love with moving. And I think it's so important now for a number of reasons. So I think that sport in general is a great unifier. So it really is something that can bring people together from all walks of life, and whatever you do in your day job, you can come together through sport around the world. And I also think that it's extremely important for mental health. Well, it has been for mine. It's definitely helped with mental health and well-being over the last few years. And something that I try and keep reminding myself is that even when life gets so busy, it will always help to work out and to turn your laptop and phone off and go for a run, or take a break from your desk and work out. It just does the world of good for yourself from like a I guess selfish like point of view, but so important. And then, as you said, like I have used it to spur and to drive social change, which is of course what I'm so passionate about. So it's been a really interesting and fun way to combine these two passions of mine: social change and fitness.
Interesting.
I absolutely love it.
Seeing your journey, as you rightly said, that fitness is one end, as well as the creating a social change is another end. You have combined it and taken. Fitness is something I can understand. It came as a hobby, or which has become habit and passion in the later stage. But where this thought of helping or giving back to the community by taking a lot of initiatives, leading them, inspiring others, and raising funds for a lot of NGOs. You're doing so many things. So where it all started, Philippa?
Yes. So I think, like as I said in the beginning, it's something that I've just always been passionate about, and I don't know even where. I can't pinpoint when in my life I decided I wanted to do something for social good and for my community, but I definitely just always wanted to, and I've always done what I can, and I feel like everyone is in that boat. Like we all want to do good. You know, everyone listening, everyone wants to do something good and wants to change the world for the better. It's often just about how. So that's where the foundation comes in, because we give you the how and we just ask for your support, either by, getting your hands dirty with us or donations and funding. But I think that that's a universal thing that we all experience is, everyone wants to help, and it's just about how, and hopefully we can do as much as we can with what we have.
So again, I just wanted to reiterate this point, Philippa. It's easy, as you rightly said that everybody wants to do good in some or the other fashion, right? But lack of time or lack of priorities is not able to make them really contribute to their intention level. So people like you are the catalyst effect, who are forming these organizations, this movement, which will collect the people like us who wanted to help, maybe because of different priorities, maybe we are not doing it in our day-to-day life. So you guys are the catalytic effect, which will bring this helping others as a habit in everybody. So it's very, 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 very inspiring, Philippa. Thanks a ton. So, coming back to another important topic, which we discuss with all the tech leaders like you, whoever is coming as our guest. Let's face the fact, right? Still, we are having a lot of gender parity in technology field. Let's take the top five companies like Google, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook, put together the complete workforce, female workforce of these top five giants. Still, there is only 34.1% of female representation is there. So this raises a lot of questions in small and medium business. You will never know that how this diversity is playing out. There are a lot of challenges which we are discussing. According to you, what are the drivers which is blocking the women rise in technology field, both in representation as well as in leadership position? And how are you seeing yourself as a problem solver in some of these areas, Philippa?
That's a really good question, and it's something that I think about all the time and do as much research and reading and talking to people about it as possible. It's something that is a problem that we need to fix, right? We need to have more gender inclusivity and equality in business, specifically in tech. I think that the problem isn't with mindset. So a lot of people think, oh, we need to do more to inspire, and I've just been talking about inspiration and empowerment, but actually that's not the issue. People think we need to do more to inspire young women or more to empower young women, which is important, but I think that's not the thing that's holding women back. Women are inspired, we are empowered. We have the power in us. Everyone has this fire in them. Everyone has this potential to go on and do amazing and great things in the world. The problem isn't that. The problem is that we aren't being funded enough, and women aren't being invested in enough, and we aren't being promoted enough. So that would be my call to action, is to invest more in women-owned businesses, women-owned organizations, and women in your teams. And so how I see myself as a part of that solution is, well, first of all, I'm a woman in tech who's just been promoted, so I'm very, very lucky and very grateful. But it's about what am I doing for the women that are joining Meltwater after me, that I can make it easier for them to get ahead, get promoted, and get funded. So that would be my solution.
Interesting, because many talks about problems and you're coming with a solution too. We need more and more women leaders like you who can inspire everyone. It's all a catastrophic cyclic effect, right? So we need to have that positivity rubbing from each other and helping each other. So that is very important. That's the whole reason of MOV leaders by itself. So we wanted to create a community of women leaders who can rub the positivity and inspire people and offer the solution or share their journey of stories which made them a great leader. So your story is definitely inspiring, Philippa. So it was an interesting conversation. So couple of rapid fire short question answer session for you. Okay, my favorite question. So how do you feel being part of MOV leaders? Do you like being part of MOV leaders?
Oh, I absolutely love it. I'm so happy. So thank you for allowing me to be part of it.
What are you thinking about MOV leaders? What is your view about this initiative, Philippa?
Well, I think that this is a great platform to do exactly what I just said is the solution. So not only are we empowering and inspiring younger women and ourselves that are coming through, but it's also a platform where we can look at women coming through. We'll have conversations that matter, so that we know what we can invest our resources, time, and funding in. So I think it's a really great platform, and yeah, very happy to be a part of it.
Thank you for coming on to the show, Philippa. So you yourself is an inspiring a leader. So if you have to name an inspiring women personality or leader whom you follow in industry or they can be your colleagues or anybody in your community, who will be that and for what?
There are so many women that inspire me. I think in my industry, probably Bozoma St. John is top of mind. She's the chief marketing officer at Netflix. She has a history of Apple and a number of other amazing tech companies too. She leads fearlessly and courageously and is so true to herself and so authentic. So it's wonderful to be inspired and to follow her journey. But there's many others. Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the US politician and activist, Serena Williams, across all different facets of life, politics, business, and sport. I'm really inspired by those women.
Interesting, no, Philippa. What is your career goal?
My career goal. So I get a bit, I feel a bit funny being so vulnerable and talking about like my biggest goals, but I think some things should be said to be done. My biggest goal career-wise is probably to be a chief marketing officer. Obviously, being in the marketing industry, that is the kind of holy grail. And I would like it to be at a company that is one of the global leaders in tech. I'm absolutely obsessed with the tech industry and how exciting it is and how there's something new every day to learn and to do. So that would be it.
Of course, you will, Philippa. The days are not far that I could see with your passion and energy. So this is prompting me to ask this question to you: how you develop this confidence over years for being a women leader, or should I ask the question in another way? Is this all your accolades and recognition made you so confident a person, or your confidence brought in all these rewards and accolades?
This is such a good question, and it's something that I'm also still, I think, grappling with every day. Like, you have your good days and you have your not so good, not so confident days. So I think that has been a big learning in the last couple of years, is that not everyone is perfect. And as soon as you realize that, like, not even these leaders that we are inspired by and aspire to be like are perfect. So that kind of gives me a little bit more confidence, because then they're more like me and it's more attainable. Something else is that maybe a more practical example of like finding your confidence is to ask people. Open an environment where feedback is welcomed, whether it's with your team that you work closely with on a day-to-day basis, or anyone else that you're in contact with a lot, and ask them for feedback on your either leadership style, management style, how you work together, what you can do to improve. I think when we are open to feedback and it's open and honest conversations, this can go a long way into developing us as individuals and as leaders. And it could be something as simple like as asking a colleague to write you a LinkedIn recommendation. That's been something that has been quite beneficial in building my confidence.
Interesting, Philippa. We had a very, crisp and to the point discussions, and I'm sure people who are watching this episode will learn a lot. And thank you once again on behalf of audience and MOV leaders for you to coming onto the show and share your wonderful, inspiring journey. Philippa, please keep inspiring like this as always. I'm so proud of you as a fellow women leader who look up to you. Thank you once again. Uh, so, um, to all the audience out there, the same episode is available in all the podcast streaming platforms as well. Before meeting you with one another and inspiring guests like Philippa, this is Scindia Balasingh signing off from all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Scindia. Thank you, team.